For those of you who are just joining the group, welcome. I spoke in previous audios about this, but I'm going to touch on it again. Third-hand information, aka coming at somebody sideways, aka talking about someone instead of to someone. These things happen with people who are not enlightened and are vibing low. It's going to happen in life. How we deal with it is going to determine the outcome of the situation. Expect it to happen. Doesn't matter what the source is, okay? It's up to you on how you deal with this thing positively, okay? Now, a lot of you already know that I'm not down for that stuff. I know what it's like to be around that stuff. I've been around that stuff. I've been raised around it. Even in my adult life, I associate it with people, and all it does is create confusion and drama and breaks up relationships. That's all it does. And I'm the type of person, if something is so pressing on your mind that you're concerned about, come to me. If it's my situation that bothers you so much, come to me. But make sure when you come to me respectfully and with an open mind. Don't come with judgment. Don't come figuring out that you've already got the answer before you ask me, because you're really not coming in a pure heart. What you're doing is you're trying to get some kind of spiritual ammo. Okay? If you really truly want to know. And understand that you may not get the answer that you're looking for. Because it's my situation. It's my life. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and give you a scenario in which somebody came at someone sideways. And before I do this, I'm going to tell you something. I've been on both sides of this thing. If you have ever had a misunderstanding with someone and you cut them out of your life for whatever reason because you got the wrong information or you misunderstood something, and you decide later on you need that person back in your life, don't do it assuming that everything's hunky-dory and don't address the issue. A lot of people make this mistake. They say, let's go into the lily fields. Let's put that into the past. First of all, why are you dictating the conversation if you were the one that was wrong? You're already trying to establish control over someone that you wronged. You're going into the conversation already trying to have the upper hand. And that's one of the reasons why this relationship is not working. You have to be receptive. You have to humble yourself. Humility is like a foreign language nowadays. Nobody wants to be humble. So let's say you made an error in judgment. And it could be a situation where you fired someone from a job for a misunderstanding, or you accuse someone of cheating on a test in school and come to find out it wasn't them, and you put them out of the class or you fail them. And you realize later on what you've done. You don't go to that person later on saying, oh, I was wrong, let's go ahead and fix this, No, some of you are not humble like that. Some of you will turn around and say, well, you know what? I was just, what are you doing? Instead of you doing it, you turn around and get somebody else to speak on your behalf. Now, see, this is what I have a problem with. If you cut me out of your life because of a misunderstanding and told me to my face that you don't want to be bothered with me, and you accuse me of this, that, and the other, if Joe did it, and Joe wants to have me back in his life for whatever purpose, Joe needs to call me. Not Joe's wife, not Joe's daughter, not Joe's goldfish. Joe needs to call me. And until Joe calls me, I ain't doing shit. Because that involves humility on Joe's part. In the past, I've seen many situations where either in school somebody's been accused of cheating, and then they find out after they investigated that they didn't cheat, and instead of the professor, the one who failed them or did whatever they want, they're going to go to the dean and have the dean talk to them, go to the counselor and counselor talk to them, and half the time it works. But there's some of us, they were like, no, that's not acceptable. And in a lot of these cases, it escalates and go to court behind it, when in all reality, all they want is for that person to come to them and say, you know what, I was wrong. That's all they wanted. All this rigmarole for nothing. I've seen people wrongfully terminated by a certain supervisor, and then when they get shorthanded, on more than one occasion, I've seen it in food service, I've seen it in the office, and then when things get out of hand, what are they doing? Looking in the past employee termination files, trying to dig these people up because they won't have to go through the process of trying to screen new people. Their asses are against the wall. So instead of them calling them back because they were the ones who sent them home, no, they turn around and get the team leader to call back. They get the assistant manager to call back. Heck, if they knew them personally, they might get the girlfriend or the husband to call them and everything else, and that person won't budge. Half of them will go ahead and do it, but the other half won't budge. And if they're anything like me, I wouldn't budge either. More than likely, I probably already have another opportunity, or I have something to choose from. But no, if Robert was the one who told me to get out, and Robert signed my termination papers, and Robert told me to do XYZ and accused me of XYZ in my employee file, Robert needs to get his ass on the phone and call me. Not Robert's dog, not Robert's car, not Robert's grandma, not Robert's pastor who goes to church with us. Not Robert's landlord, Robert. Because see, all those other people didn't have anything to do with the situation. And to be honest with you, if I was them and I knew the situation, I wouldn't even help them. I'd be like, what you asking me to call for? No. You need to go to the phone. That's between you and them. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And I know some people right now who feel the same way. So tell me what you guys think. If you were wrongfully accused of something that you didn't do by that one person, and then all of a sudden you've got all these interlopers that are trying to speak on their behalf, would you still forgive anyway, or would you just hold out for that person to come to you? I'm at a point in my life where back in the day I used to take the crumbs. This is breadcrumbing 101, people. Breadcrumbing. So they could turn around and get the same resources from you. If you turn around and take it third hand and you deal with that person's behavior has not stopped. You turn around and you go ahead and you join their group or go back into their class or work for them. Their behavior has not stopped because they never addressed the behavior. So guess what's going to happen? You're probably going to catch more hell dealing with them before than you did the first time. You're entitled to a direct apology. I do it all the time when I'm dealing with former classmates and family members. Okay, I hear you talking about them, but I'm not going to change my attitude about them until they come to me. And that's the way it should be about you. You need to stand your ground and establish yourself as a person. Always ask yourself this, and I had to learn this. If the shoe was on the other foot, do you think that person would have been quick to forgive you? If anything, they would have drug you through the mud. You got to look out for yourself. You got to set those boundaries, and this is one of them. If someone has made